So we've left the guest house. It's a bit of more of a rainy day today. Just drizzle. I think we're in the clouds. We're at 1,000 meters, and I mean we've explored a lot here, but these are really steep and narrow, bumpy concrete roads. We're out in the wilderness now. So we've just stopped to check and see if we're going the right way, and the rain's now coming down. Oh, adventure. So there's 4 helipads here. We're on helipad number 3, 4 up there, 2, 1. So we're very close to the Burmese border here, and we're following these little narrow up and down roads, and you can see, if Echo turns around, you can see, the camera never catches the steepness, but you can see these little remote villages we're going through, and this is where hill tribe people live. They have their own languages. They don't speak Thai, certainly not as a first language. It's really remote. Bless my soul, it's starting to drizzle. So we're stopped now amongst the coffee bushes, and there's a colossal amount of coffee growing up in the high hills here. And our understanding is it was an initiative that began several decades ago when it was decided to eliminate the opium trade of the Golden Triangle, which is this area of northern Thailand that borders Laos and Burma, Myanmar. And so the hill tribe people were encouraged to plant and cultivate and produce coffee, which is what they've done very successfully. So it's now a major coffee producing area. These beans are very young look, but there's one or two slightly bigger ones. Oh, look at that. That is absolutely glorious. This is one of the wonderful things about the rain season, is the light keeps changing. So today is a grey, black day. It's still warm, but then the light comes through the clouds. Look at it. This is middle of the day. This is when the light should be at its harshest, but it's soft and it's beautiful. and we're dropping down now out of the mountains. We followed this, it must have been 2 hours doing a very short distance on really small concrete roads, winding up and down, super steep and rough and broken in places. And now we're moving out, we're onto good roads, and the plan was to follow the ridge further along, but it's misty and we're in the clouds, so we're going to drop down now into the valley you can see below, and we're going to head for the Mekong, the mighty Mekong River. So we were in the clouds and it was getting less and less visibility and it was getting a bit damp, so we've dropped down now into the valley at 400 meters and we're a bit peckish, so we've stopped for noodle soup, but with a difference today. This is typically northern dish. It's called nam niao. It's a rich flavoursome broth, and it's got, if Echo doesn't mind me putting my sticks in her soup, this is congealed blood, which is very delicious, and some minced pork, and some pad chee, I forget what it's called in English. Coriander, and noodles, and then with it you've got a spicy pickle, regular pickles, some lime to squeeze on, a bin down there, there's always a bin, and bean sprouts. So take some bean sprouts, put in your soup, gives it a nice crispy texture, delicious. Raw onion, very good, although it plays havoc with my indigestion. And needless to say, with some extra chilli if you want a bit more spice, although I can vouch now, this is very spicy. Some sugar if the spice gets too much. And here we have dried pig skin, known to the British as pork scratchings. And I tell you what, this is a special occasion, they'll open some. And as Echo stopped filming, also something she ordered just arrived. We thought maybe it looked a bit like chips, but I think it's tofu, yeah, with a spicy sauce, deep fried. Peanut sauce. Very good. Just try some before I eat it all. Go. Okay, so this is where we've just come from. We were up in these mountains, and as you can see, the mist. We were going to have coffee. Let me come there. We were going to have coffee where there's a V shape there. Behind that is a nice coffee shop. But we're not going there today because all we can see is cloud. We will be in the clouds. So we've dropped down here. And here in northern Thailand, what you've got from north to south, you've got a series of mountain ranges and then valleys. And then again, over that way, another mountain range. And then there'll be a valley and a mountain range. So we're now down in the valley at a base altitude of 400 meters. What happens a lot down here is agriculture. Thailand is the world's second biggest exporter of rice, and the rice is grown in the valleys. This, interestingly, just where we happen to stop for a leg stretch, this is a nursery rice field. So this is where the seeds are planted very close together, and they grow to a certain size, a bit bigger than this, and then they'll be taken from here and then they'll be replanted further apart. So as they get bigger, they've got room to spread their wings or spread something. And across here, this is a rice field actually in a state of preparation. It's not really ready to be planted yet, but it's moving that direction. So once the nursery plants are ready and be brought over, planted in a field like this. This small canal here. There's a network of these all across Thailand. They come from reservoirs and they are there specifically to irrigate the rice fields.
Watch your back.
They're there for irrigation purposes. Here, I'll put the pipe on the end of this, a soft pipe, and it lays quite flat. You can drive over it. That pipe comes over here to irrigate the field. These are brilliant. These are, to have one of these, look. It's kind of like a simple tractor, but look at it, it's brilliant. So you drive it by standing at the back and you lift it up, and this can be used to turn the rice field, but also this will be used, it'll have a power takeoff shaft or straps, these straps come from the machine, come round here, turn this, and that will drive the pump. So these things do everything. It's sort of like the Mad Max tractor, isn't it? How great is that? So here we have the River Ruak, and here we have the Mekong River. It's coming down from China, which is not so far to the north. This piece of land between the two rivers here, stretching off to the mountains there, is Myanmar. Over the other side of the Mekong, we've got Laos. Needless to say, where we currently stand is Thailand. So it's the golden triangle where the three countries meet. Ruak, Mekong, Thailand, we're standing here, Myanmar here, Laos over here. It's lovely. We just got caught in a bit of a downpour, so we're slightly damp, but we're in Chiang Rai now, and it's on the Mekong, which is just across the road, and we found this lovely coffee shop, beautiful looking cappuccino, which I'm eager to try, and scones in Thailand, scones, and we didn't have to ask for sugar. Not only did we not ask for it, but we've got three sorts. We've got brown sugar, I think, white like rock sugar, and demerara sugar. So lovely. Landed on our feet, jazz playing, and still raining outside. So I think we're going to try to find a room here tonight. Not what we expected. It's always such a pleasure to get here. The place is run by Nak and Mai, who are both lovely people, speak really great English. And the rooms are comfortable, stylish. The furniture has been sourced from quality places throughout Thailand. The views are magnificent. The beds, super comfy and great pillows. It's just a super place to stay. If you're ever in Chiang Kong in northern Thailand and you're looking for a really great place, come to Baan Sakuna. Now, without further ado, time for a beer on the balcony. Yeah, well, that's been been quite an eventful day and a day of contrast, starting as we did up in the mountains, 1,500 metres, up and down, and we were on a lot of the roads were really steep and they were wet and quite a lot of moss and yucky stuff and really slippery. Had to be really careful. And then we dropped out of the mountains and into the valleys below, and then you get onto good roads, completely different. We've left the hill tribe villages behind and we're into what you might call the more sophisticated side of Thailand. Then we headed across to the Mekong River, Golden Triangle, and then down to Chiang Rai, where we intended to spend the evening because there's a nice Saturday night market. But as we started to look for a room, every hotel was full. Don't know what was happening in town, but full everywhere. So one of the great things about a motorbike, as opposed to a bicycle, is when everything's full, Echo said, come on, let's go to Chiang Rai. So we hopped on 60 k's.
Chiang Kong.
Chiang Kong. Everything's Chiang something. Chiang Kong, so yeah, we decided we'd come over and see Nak and my Baan Sakuna and enjoy the luxury of this resort. Cheers.